Thanks to the supporters of channel member Mohammed Alia Rahman Azri Boa. The big question now isn't if we're going to get promoted. I think we're probably good enough to get promoted. The question is, will getting promoted mean we don't have to sell any more of our young players this summer? I'm still reeling from the Stephen Boyd situation. I don't want to lose any more of my boys just as we're starting to creep up the leagues. Hello and welcome to part 20 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our local derby. We are away against Le Mans, and we also have a game against Bovis Uis in this league as well. The National League, we could probably call it, rather than this league. This is our current form. This is how I've been doing since you were last with me. As you can see, things are still going pretty well for us, and this is what the league table looks like. We've actually played more games than we've ever played in a season before in the save so far. But of course, it is a 38-game season this year because we're playing in a big boy league. So 10 games to go. We are 9 points clear of second place, 10 points clear of third place, which is the playoff with the third bottom teams in the division above, and many, many points clear of fourth place. We're definitely going to be involved in the promotion mix in some way, and we kind of have to mess things up pretty spectacularly to not be going up automatically. But I am known to have a little bit of a thing for the spectacular. So we shall see. We have done one transfer since the last episode as well. Just a loan coming in from Cayenne, the pepper place, but probably. Godson Kierema is a winger who can play on either side. We always need a couple of extra wingers because we seem to burn through them injury-wise, but then Gotan just carries on playing away because that's what he does, because he is great. We do have a couple of injuries and suspension issues for this game as well. Ribeiro is injured. David Carter is just recovering from an injury. Vaquero's suspended. What a surprise there. Big Fat Dennis injured as well, but that doesn't really have any impact on the starting 11 anymore, which is very sad. So we're going with Mandrea in goal, a back four of Tanard, Deleste, Boyd and Abdallah. Traore, Lamarechelle and Godin in midfield. Then Gotan and Babai supporting 2-2 up front. This is one of our big local derby games, and I would very much like to go there and pick up a victory, please. Their manager doesn't even have a surname. That's just lazy. Right, let's get in here and do a football. It's been a little while. For me, I'm recording this after about a 4-day gap of playing the series, recording for the series. Stephen Boyd's already scored, by the way. What a man he is. Because of the nature of how I'm having to record at the moment. I've just come back from Comic-Con as I'm recording. I realise I've been back about a week since when you're watching this. So I am as close to being caught up on the videos as I've been in a little while. On the comments, sorry. And yeah, I've now seen all the stuff that you all said about last season's promotion and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I was reading the comments every day, but I'm recording so far in advance. I am going to be doing it again because I've got another week off coming up in the very near future, and then TwitchCon after that. It's just a busy summer, I'm afraid. So we are going to be recording in advance like that. But I promise I will check in on the comments section. I still read them every day. I'm still replying every day, all that kind of stuff. We've just scored an absolute beauty, by the way. Let's have a look at this from the other angle. Gotan plays it back to Godin and just bang into the top corner. What a goal that is. We're 2-0 up inside the first 10 minutes of this local derby. And that is a very nice position to be in. I was a little bit worried that the game would do what it does sometimes do and punish me for not loading it up for 4 days. But thankfully, it looks like we are going to get through this punishment-free. Lamarechelle playing it back to Traore, and now Tanard over on the left-hand side, who one of my great disappointments of this season is that Tanard is obviously better than Moustache at left-back. So I've tried to push the Moustache thing as far as I could because I love having a player called Moustache. He's just not as good as Tanard, though, and it is a shame. That is another lovely goal, this time for Lamarechelle, and we are looking very good for this automatic promotion for the title, to be honest. Of course, we missed out on a title last year, coming up in second place behind that ridiculously good B team. But we are looking good for the league this year. As things stand right now, we're 11 points clear, and that's a very pleasant situation for us to be in. Le Mans just knocking the ball around, trying to reassert themselves in the game. It's only 25 minutes in, and we have already we're thumping them a little bit so far. So they need something. They need the next goal to keep this match interesting, or else we're just going to run away with it and do what I've decided to start calling tour things. Oh, that's not tour things. That's the opposite of tour things. That was just really sloppy. That was terrible defending. I think Traore's at blame for this. I'm trying to have a little look from the other angle to see what's gone on. Traore, in fact, it's Le Marechal, not Traore. Just playing the ball back, sort of between Boyd and Deleste. Neither of them really going for it, and it just all kind of combined to make us look a little bit incompetent at the back. We can't do that kind of thing too often. Because teams will catch us out, especially as we're now preparing for life without Stephen Boyd next year, unless we can get him on loan again, which I'm not holding out a lot of hope for at the moment. Le Marechal at the other end of the pitch trying to make up for his mistake that led to the goal. I mean, obviously, he's already scored a very good goal of his own in this match. Stade Lavallois are 2-0 up in their game now. They're our nearest challengers for the league title. Godin with the free kick. Oh, I thought it was going in the top corner. He's another one who we've already seen an excellent goal from today, but he's not able to just keep that inside of the post on this occasion. Half-time then, 3-1 up. Not running away with it the way I thought we'd be running away with it. That defensive nonsense and the goal for Le Mans does seem to have taken the sting out of the game a little bit. I think it's alarmed us enough to not make any more silly mistakes, but they're not really able to push on and grab another goal for themselves. Traore, deepest man back. I mean, that's the central midfielder there, dropping back in behind the defenders, looking like a sweeper. But I mean, maybe we should play him as a sweeper. 2-2 is in here. 2-2's been very quiet in this match, and he does finally get an effort that goes blasting over the crossbar. And Kingsley Gotan, our captain, has picked up a knock. So you are going to get to have a look at Godson Kayerema, the new winger who has just arrived at the club. So he is going to come on. In fact, we're going to make a bunch of substitutions here. We'll actually bring on Odobert as well and put Kayerema to that right wing. I mean, said it fluently. Say it quickly. Say it confidently. They won't know you don't know how to say it. Brilliant work there, Kev. I'm very proud of you. Right, I want to get David Carter on as well because he is on his road back from injury. So we want to get game time into him. I am hoping that David Carter is able to just slot into this defence as a direct replacement for Boyd when Boyd departs. And we've obviously got Michael Oliver as well. And we've got a couple of homegrown options to fill that gap. But Carter not got as much game time this season as I would have hoped he would. Same with Oliver. They've both had reasonably long-term injuries this season, which has allowed Boyd to push so far ahead of them in the development stakes. It might end up being a blessing for us long term because their injuries have just slowed their development a little bit, but also meant they're not playing games that are attracting interest, so we can keep them a little bit longer. All three of them came through the youth team at the same time. All three of them seem excellent, but Boyd, just with this extra injury-free season under his belt, has pushed beyond the other two at the moment. But I mean, I'd like to think if we get promoted, we'll be able to get even more money for them, even if we have to sell them. Right, Traore with the in-swinger, looking for that near post where Boyd is there with such a cheeky little header. That's lovely work from Stephen Boyd. I want to look at this one from the other side because it's like no goal I've ever seen before in Football Manager. He's curling that into the near post, and Boyd is basically on hands and knees nodding that in. He's just judged the flight of the ball far better than the opposition defender did, and we are now finishing things off with the kind of dominance that we started the game with as well. We have been comfortably the better team. It's a 5-1 win away from home in a local derby. We continue to look very good for this league title, to the point where I think we've reached that point of the season once again where I'm just going to push forward a bunch of games now rather than showing you the one I was planning on showing you. We're going to get to the day where we win the league in the second half of the episode, or if we go on a losing streak again like we did this time last year, if things get a little bit more up in the air, we'll come back a little bit sooner. But I assume the next match I'm going to show you is going to be us securing our promotion. Well, a couple more wins under our belt, and by some careful Kev maths, I think this is the game where we can secure promotion if things go our way. We are, I need a pen and paper. We're 14 points clear with 6 games to go. So if we win, at the worst case scenario, we'll be 14 points clear with 5. That won't necessarily guarantee it. However, if other results go our way, we're showing you this one. I think this is the one where we're going to win the league or win promotion. Or I'd spent a long time with a pen and paper working the maths out on this. So the team for this game, we've got Mandrea in goal, a back four of Tanner, Deleste, Boyd and Abdallah. Ribeiro at the base of the midfield. Vaquero and La Marichelle ahead of him. And then Kayerima and Babai out on the wide wings. And 2-2 up front. I can't do words today. What is with me? Gotan picked up an injury, which is why he's not involved. Oliver also struggling with fitness. Again, it's a real problem with Michael Oliver. He just can't get fit this year. But we have just had a coach report come through to the inbox about Vaquero, talking about how he's already a League 2 standard player who could improve a lot. I think we've got another top player on our hands in Oliver. I guess it's Olivier, isn't it? He's French. Vaquero. Anyway, he's going to be even better than Stephen Boyd. So we must get promoted and hope that that's going to be enough to keep hold of him. We don't want to see any more of our boys get pulled away from us as we get closer and closer to the top flight, because the further up this league structure we get, the less of a reputation and finance advantage we're going to get. And I've heard on the grapevine that when you get to the top flight in France, it's very difficult to have a financial advantage over anybody because of Paris Saint Germain. Apparently, they've got a few quid behind them. So it would be very nice if we could keep all of our boys together, even though we've already lost a couple of them, all of the ones that are left. We'd like to keep them together, please. Deleste, forward to La Marichelle, and Kayerima is there. And he's not able to apply the finish, which is a little bit unfortunate. We should be keeping an eye on some of the other games as well, because obviously, depending on how the other games go, that will dictate whether or not we get promoted today. Our opponents, though, going now to 10 men inside the first 10 minutes of the match, is a second yellow card for a foul on Abdallah, and they have just made what was already going to be a tough day for Vendy Herbier's foot. It's now even harder. They're down in the relegation zone. They're down to 10 men. It's surely only a matter of time before we open the scoring and start to knock in some goals. We are particularly looking at what's going on with Bastia and Orléans. They're the two that are most relevant today. I don't think we're going to win the league today. We can, however, secure automatic promotion, or at the very least secure the playoffs, and know that we are just about over the line. But we're actually fluffing our lines a little bit at the moment as we approach half-time against this team that are not very good and are down to 10 men. And despite having the lion's share of the possession, the chances, we've dominated that first half. All they've done is defend. It is still 0-0. We are limping towards the finish line at the moment. But other results do seem to be going our way, because we're now 15 points clear. We were only 14 points clear before. If we can grab a goal here, which we do through Ribeiro, that should put us 17 points clear of third place as things stand with 5 games to go. And that is one of the scenarios I prepared for. And Kev Maths tells me in that scenario, we do secure promotion today, which would be lovely. Lovely header from Ribeiro. That's our holding midfielder, by the way, getting right up there to nod in at that far post. I like the fact that we're basically doing total football. Corner comes in. Boyd is there with the header, but it's cleared off the line. And we are still 17 points clear. I will need to double check that, make sure I worked out our number correctly, because, you know, we're all familiar with my work on this. Vaquero from range. What a goal. It is Oliver. It's not Olivia. It's Oliver Vaquero. I was right the first time. Old Ollie Vaquero. He loves it. What a goal from him as well, by the way. We had a little bit of a mini spotlight on him before the match. And there you go. He's justifying the fact that I was throwing high praise at him. 2-0 now to us. Bastia must be losing. That must be what's going on here. Orléans are 3-2 up. But really, it's the Bastia game that's important. They are drawing 1-1 against Châteauroux. And, yeah, as it stands at the moment, we should probably make a substitution. We are, I see, whoever this is. Who's SL? Oh, they've dropped down from second. So Bastia have gone ahead in their game, which means we won't actually rubber stamp promotion today, which is very sad because I really thought today was going to be the day. But let's make some changes. Let's get Moustache on the pitch. This is a situation where we want as much Moustache as possible involved. Get Go Down on as well. Just do your usual 5 changes. I've only got 10 minutes to see this game out. What we're really hoping for now is a goal for Chateauroux. I mean, we're as good as there, or we were, but now it's a 14-point gap again. Everybody's winning. I was going to say goal difference was going to be enough to get us over the line, but it seems that's not the case. We're going to have to go one more match. We'll do it now. There's no point taking this over into another episode. We'll do one more match now, and we are going to get promoted today, or it's all going to go wrong today. So David Carter is fit and back into the team for this one. Just as a reminder of the situation, we are 14 points clear at the top of the league, a much better goal difference than everybody else. There'll be 4 games left after this one. So as long as we don't lose, basically the only way we don't win the league today is if we lose and both of Stade Lavallois and Bastia both win. Just checking they're not playing each other. They're not. So we just need to not lose. For a team that's won a gazillion games in a row, that should be doable. And with David Carter back in the team, we know we've got a very juicy free kick taker in there as well. So that would be lovely stuff. What I have noticed throughout this series so far is we don't seem to get title-winning animations. So I'm a little bit sad about it. I don't know why that's the case. So don't get your hopes up expecting to see us lift a title today, but we'll do it. We'll do it in spirit. And 2-2 is there straight away to grab the opening goal to put us 1-0 up. And that, I mean, just don't mess up from here, chaps. I mean, there's nobody here. There's like 9 people in that stand. Nobody at all back there. I don't know why they bothered putting stewards in. Why are there no fans here? You'd think we'd have a little bit of a travelling contingent. Where is it? Boulogne? I don't know where Boulogne is. I mean, let me know down in the comments. Is this another one of those stupidly long journeys that our fans just wouldn't? I mean, I guess they're not ours, though, are they? That's the home fans. How odd that we haven't had any travelling fans for a day when we can secure promotion back to the second tier, which really completes the redemption story for Tour. This is where they were before the wheels fell off, getting on for 10 years earlier now at this point of the save. And so everything from here is bonus. Once we're back in Tier 2, everything is back where it should be. The correct order of things is restored, and we're hopefully in a much stronger position both on and off the pitch than we were when we started to collapse through the leagues those 8, 9, 10 years or so ago. But we know this isn't going to be enough. This isn't where we're going to end things. We're going to keep going. We are going to charge on to Ligue 1. We are going to topple Paris Saint Germain. And we're going to, I tell you what I'd like to do, win the Champions League before they do. Don't even know if it's possible. They might well have won it by this point of the save. I haven't been keeping track of it. But wouldn't it be lovely if we could? Like I say, almost certainly that won't be on the table. But toppling them, very much we'll look forward to doing that. And I suspect that's where the series is going to start getting really, really, really hard, because we're a team with a history for terrible financial management who have no money and a small ground. They're Paris Saint Germain. They can afford to do quite large contracts. Although I guess in game they've lost Mbappe, so they've not got him. Although I think I remember seeing they had signed some fella called Erling Haaland. So he's probably all right, and I guess he's an adequate replacement for Mbappe. We are 2-0 up, though, as we get into this second half. I don't even need to look at what's going on in the other games at the moment. As long as we win this, it doesn't matter what goes on in those other games, if my Kev maths is correct. Cross comes in. It's taken a big deflection. It's looped over the top of the defenders because of it. I mean, our opponents are getting no luck at all. It was a very tame, cross along the floor almost. It wasn't even a cross. It was just a poke forward. And we're looking at it again from this angle. Viquera just kind of pokes it into the air, and it takes that wicked deflection, takes it over this entire group of players, and Kayamura is there at the far post just to tap it in for our third goal of the day. As you can see, there we are, 16 points clear of third place, 14 points clear of second place. We're not only going to win promotion, we are going to win the title today as well, which is lovely. Why is my team in such a weird order? What's going on there? Right, let's get Carter off. Carter is not fully fit, so he can come off. And Godin, he's just going to have to sit at the base of the midfield and like it. We don't have anyone else who can sit in there today. Who else have we got that we want to bring on? We'll bring on Theo Her. We're going to bring on Odebert. We're going to bring on Benvindo. There we go. Do our usual 5 changes, 25 minutes to go. Get lots of game time into these players. I am loving this 5 substitutes things. I've commented on it a few times throughout this series. Being able to make 5 substitutions is such a boost for the development of these young players, because it means the ones who are on the fringes are pretty much guaranteed to get game time every match, because if with 5 changes, you can always bring them on. Even if you've got changes that you need to make for tactical reasons or fitness reasons, there's always more changes that you can make to make sure you get the youngsters some game time as well. It's very, very handy. That is a very good penalty as well. I'm getting possibly getting a little bit ahead of myself. I've made all these changes. We've taken off some of our key players. There is still 20 minutes to go in this match. We are facing a team who are in a relegation battle in their own right. So they're not just going to want to roll over and let us win promotion. Benvindo's done quite well to keep that in there, and it's coming back out to him again, but it ends up going out for a throw-in before he can get that back into the penalty area. I'm not going to tempt fate by checking in on what's going on in those other matches. I'm just going to assume that we're going to hold on. But it is a little bit alarming to see them sneaking a little toe hold back into the game. Odebert on the left plays it back to Moustache. Now Le Marechal and Odebert again. Cross comes in from Moustache for Quero. He's been fouled there. And we've got a penalty with less than 5 minutes to go 3 goals clear again. And this, I mean, it's not, but this is the goal that is going to win us the league. And Godin puts it in the top corner. It is beyond doubt. It's a 10th goal of the season for Jules Godin, which is a fantastic performance from him for central midfield. Again, 2nd season in a row. And that, boys and girls, is that. We are in the 2nd tier of French football. I want to show you the graph to show the fall and rise again of Tour FC, because it's something that people should be making YouTube videos about. That's for sure. Let's just let the game save. We should be able to see our budgets for next season as well, which is going to be an interesting thing. Obviously, taking a step up to the 2nd tier, we are going to be needing to start spending some money on players. We've kind of survived at this point on free transfers, loans, and our own youth players. There is going to come a time where we're going to have to start spending some money on players, though. This is the graph. You don't get to see it in all of its glory because we're not yet showing us back up in League 2. But Tom just nicely sort of bobbling along in that league for years and years and years. The collapse and then the shoot straight back up again. Talk about a bounce. There's your confirmation we have won the league. And now let's have a look at the budgets as well, shall we? That's not too shabby. That is a big increase to wage budget and some actual spensies as well. Oh, it's on, boys and girls. Transfer window tomorrow, and you might see me actually spend some money. It's not tomorrow, is it? It's Monday, because we're recording in advance again. Got to get that into the old noggin. But transfer window coming up on Monday, and we're going to spend some cash. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.